Hello, welcome again to the Feast or Famine podcast, where everything is on the table.
Everything.
I'm your host, Preston,
And I'm Chris Apple,
allegedly.
allegedly
We still haven't confirmed
from
that
White Bulls
identity.
Barbecue.
For all we know, he could actually be Preston. We could be messing with you this whole time. But
Classic bait and switch.
yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna be all angry at Chris about something that Chris says, and then it turns out
That was totally
turns
Preston.
out that was Preston. Gotcha. Got
Preston
him.
doesn't even exist. I just record what Preston's saying in a sound filter.
Yeah,
and
it's
tell
really
everybody
impressive.
that
It's like an
Preston's
AI
real.
generated one. Yeah, it's
You've
one of those
never
AI
seen
generated
Preston.
ones.
I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah,
You've
never
it.
seen us in the same room. Like,
What's up, brother?
I'm just a party. I'm doing pretty good. So you got back from California recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or like
where-
recently-ish.
Yeah, when I was there, it was about 2 weeks ago now, but when I was there, Satan just took a big shit on the city of Auburn while I was there. It was like 137 degrees there, feels like. No, but
Oh, yeah,
seriously,
no,
what
it was-
feels like was like 123. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, it was in the hundreds. It was hotter there
The
than it was here in
actual
Texas.
feel was like $1.15. It was like, the actual weather was $1.15, the heat. And then the feels like was even hotter. So like it was insane. But I love Northern Cali. Had never been prior to this. I flew into Sacramento. My boy picked me up, Chris. Shout out to Daddy C Barbecue, and we just threw the fuck down, man, like double gravity.
Hell yeah! Did you get to see any of the redwood trees in that area? I'm ignorant to like California geography.
Yeah, so
don't know
I
if they're
asked
around
Chris
there.
when I was there, and the redwood trees are like 100 and something feet tall, but we didn't actually go to that area. We ended up actually going out to Lake Tahoe, and I was asking him because there was some tall ass trees there. I'm like, are these those quote unquote redwoods? And he's like, nah, dude. Like, some
No,
of
you'll
those
know when they're redwoods.
Yeah,
They're the biggest trees.
yeah, like they're 30 feet circumference easily.
Yeah.
Like
you
it's
could
just a
like dig
different
through
animal.
one of those. You could just dig through one of those and make yourself a tiny little room.
yeah,
it's
like just
ridiculous.
make a house. Now the tree would die, and ultimately you'd probably
sure.
die from the tree.
Oh
but-
yeah, it'd crash in on you. It'd be a horrible
Yeah.
death, but it would be hilarious for the meme.
Oh, it's all about
Just
the
for-
meme. It's all about
Exactly.
the meme. But yeah, man, I went to Cali, and me and Chris did our thing. We did the presentation for Ace Hardware in Folsom there, American River Ace. They actually carry our rubs. So if you guys are in Northern Cali, that's the place. Go tell my homie Danny
Hell
I
yeah.
sent you. Danny's the barbecue manager there. So
Hell yeah.
check that out. And yeah, man, I went, I saw, I conquered. Now I'm back in Philly, and I'm planning another trip to Cali. By the time this airs, it would already have been done. But me and Barbecue King from the first episode, my buddy Ray, he lives out in L.A. area. We're going to be throwing down for 104.7 Old School in L.A., the radio
nice.
station. They're doing a lowrider competition, and we're going to be some real
Providing the
OG
food.
stuff. Yeah, we're going to be the only vendor there, man. So we're going to be taking
Hell
care
yeah.
of the whole event. It's going to be epic stuff. But yeah, brother.
Nice.
Yeah, Cali was
Get
beautiful.
yourself out there. Hell yeah. It's So I mean, did you guys come across any of the wildfires? Like, did you go through the wildfire? You're just walking through them
So
as
this
you're going
has
to Lake
been
Tahoe.
like a month-long thing, bro. It's just like, like we're literally like, and that's the weirdest thing ever is that like when you're in Cali and you're not from Cali, there's like a fire going on next door, and everybody's like, yeah, it's just a fire next door, and
They're just
hopefully it doesn't
casually
cross
just saying
over the
that-
driveway, dude, and like we'll be totally good. And you're like, bro, this is not normal. Like they're way too used to it, bro. Like there was literally
You're literally
like
playing with
67
fire, like
literally, bro. and I guess you got to be a pyro to really live out there consciously. But
I guess.
yeah, bro. But there was like 47 earthquakes when I was there, actually, like legit, and you just couldn't feel them. I feel like we felt one of them. It was kind of, you felt a little something, but it was just
Yeah, they're just like
bizarre,
tiny
bro.
little
It's just a
microquakes,
totally
basically.
different. Yeah, it's just a totally different world out there. It's basically the Earth saying like, "Yo, Cali, pretty soon you're gonna be in the ocean." I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, like.
Either in the ocean or you're gonna be in half. Just
Right,
one of the
like,
two.
we haven't decided yet. The plates are down here having a meeting about it. There's a lot of grumblings. So
They
it's
gotta
bizarre,
go
but
through
I love
accounting.
Cali.
Yeah. I definitely want to visit someday. I haven't been yet. I definitely want to
I
visit.
will
Northern
say
Colorado. That's
this,
the area that I
just
want
full
to be.
disclosure, the women there
Yep.
are just wow. I'll just say
Just
that.
wow.
It's like it's just wow.
Wow.
A
Just
lot of
Owen
talents,
Wilson. Wow.
a lot of talents out there. You know, I would just say that,
Mhm.
and that's just me being PC and keeping it real at the same time. There's a lot of talent out there. Like if these chicks were LeBron
talent.
James, they did not take their talents to South Beach. They took their talents to Lake Tahoe. I'm just saying, but that's allegedly.
So what you're saying is I need to go to Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, what I'm actually saying is you absolutely need to come to Lake Tahoe. We'll get like a Tahoe Lake mansion for Airbnb or something, and we'll scout the talents,
there we
bro.
go.
Because we're both single, but you know.
There you go. Yeah, let's put that out there, and then we can get
another shameless plug. You know, we're no strangers
exactly.
to a shameless plug.
No strangers to shameless plug.
I'm actually super single because I'm super focused on this, but man, the talents there make you think twice. I'm just saying.
Like you know what? Maybe I'll just throw everything away for. Wait, no.
Yeah, you have that risk.
I heard a story
moment.
about
you
this
have that
once.
risk it all moment. You're like, you know what?
They're like, wait, do I cut off my hair for this? Nope.
Yeah, and if you're me, you don't really have hair, so you know.
Well, in your case, cutting off your beard.
I always tell the women and like whoever else inquires, like little kids will ask, like, why don't you have hair? Do you not want hair? And I'm like, nah, my hair just like migrated. You know what I mean? It's like when birds go south. That's where my hair went to my chin, and now I have this crazy ass beard. So like I didn't lose my hair; it just moved on.
It just went somewhere else. Yeah, exactly.
Coping mechanisms 101. You feel me? Like you're good to go.
Yeah, it's like how humans naturally are. It just it migrated just like humans do. Humans just naturally kind of migrate.
Exactly. It went to a better geographic location on my head.
There you go. Speaking of, I mean, so are you considering moving to Cali, or are you thinking of coming down here to Texas, or are you still kind of
this is my plan. I'm glad you brought this up. This is the plan because I'm crazy as shit. Everybody listening is gonna be cracking up.
You're gonna put this plan out there, and then like a week later, you're gonna be like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah,
go ahead,
so
go ahead.
I'm not gonna like fully break it down, but like imagine that I'll do a hypothetical. You know what I mean? Like, so let's say you're running a business, and your business. I always say this because I might have even said this on other episodes, but it's like I'm selling snowplows in Florida, right? If you're selling snowplows, you need to be in Massachusetts. You need to be in Maine. You don't need to be in Florida. It just doesn't make sense, right? So being in Philly, it just doesn't make sense to try to grow one of the fastest growing lifestyle brands and be stuck in a place where barbecue's not the first, second, third, or fourth option. So, like, I got to be in a Cali. I got to be in a SoCal or a NorCal or really the Mecca, Texas. And my plan really, it's not in stone yet, but I'm just going to bounce around, like move to NorCal for a few months, move to SoCal for a few months, move to Texas for a few months, move to Florida for a few months, and then it's like a year plan kind of just really touching.
Get that kind of like cycle going. Yeah,
bro. And then I can step back and say, oh, okay, now this is really rolling. And personally, now I have more optionality of what where I really want to stay.
So would you eventually end up circling back to Philly, or do you think that
so I have two kids, and I love my daughters, and they mean the world to me. So, I would never truly leave Philly, but I just feel like this is a mission that's at hand. And I do feel like I could be somebody that's bi-coastal or tri-coastal, even, like, literally have a house in Philly. Yeah, it's some bullshit. That's the goal for me, is to be on some bullshit. Like, I could just fly a private jet, and it's coming, because I believe in the laws of attraction. But I'm going to be flying jets to Texas, and then flying a jet to Cali, and then flying back to Philly, and just being all over the place, and having multiple spots. So it's like, oh, Preston's a part of White Pools. He needs to do X, Y, and Z. I'll be in Cali for this day, so I'm going to fly him out to the condo, and he could just stay at this place. And I have multiple places. Like, it's no big deal, bro. That's really where this is headed. But, yeah, man, I'm definitely willing to make the move for this, and I do feel that the time is now. So, that to answer your question, yes, I feel like a move is definitely on the way. Now it's just a matter of mapping it out. But this is about
that's kind of like your goal.
100%.
Kind of that's the Z. So, right now you're – I wouldn't say necessarily at A, but you're trying to get between here and there, and gotta put all that in stone. And once you get all that kind of set down, then you can get to that point where you can like bounce around. That's a good goal, I think. I think for in general, if you have that kind of business where you are not just selling a product and just to make money off of it, if you're really just out there to talk to people, almost I wouldn't say necessarily like a service, but like it's a different kind of thing. It's not the kind of thing that you can just talk off to somebody or put on a Facebook ad. It's something that, It's food. You gotta, experience that food with people.
Okay, so this is kind of the plan, right? I'm not gonna map my whole stuff out, but I want to be able to get back to a selling food platform. I'll just say that. Like, I'm not gonna go back to running a restaurant. I've vowed against that. It's a lot of work.
Okay.
Everyone that runs a restaurant, I thoroughly respect you. Maybe if I had the right amount of help, it could happen.
Especially for not like a franchise, it's your
bro.
restaurant.
It's something very
have
organic.
the most respect.
A lot of work, bro. I'm talking, I used to do 16 to 18-hour days, take a nap and come back, or not even leave. Like, I just take a nap in my truck. Shit was that real in the barbecue game. If you're running a restaurant out there and you're doing barbecue, like you run a barbecue joint, you know my pain. Keep your head up. I got much love and respect for you, and I've been there. So, and not to say that like you're going through bad times. It's just it's a major labor of love. So to answer your question, like I kind of want to get back into a setting where I could do a pop-up. And it's kind of on my grounds, and I'm controlling the situation.
And you could do a podcast, because the thing is, if you're running a restaurant, you have no time for that.
And
sort
that's
of thing,
exactly
you
what
don't
I'm
have time to
get
put
at.
out what we're putting out right now. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm getting at, bro. People don't realize that just because that's your passion, it can take too much away from you in a sense of like it's a new world out here. If it was the 80s, doing a barbecue joint will be all I'm doing right now. Period. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. But this is a different era.
But it's a new era for sure. I mean, you have
plus these people want to hear me talk some bullshit on Feast or Famine. So I gotta do my
exactly.
Gotta do my
thing. I mean, I think it works out for the better that way, because then you really are.
Hey, you're welcome. Nah, but I want to get back to kind of sprinkling and serving food again, because it is a passion, just not a full-time thing, man. Make it more exclusive. Barbecue needs to be exclusive anyways. Like Snow's Barbecue, I believe in Texas, they only do like every Saturday.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of places like that.
And when
like
you're in control, you're the owner or
whatever.
Truck, like you have full control of that. So that's definitely something to re-explore, especially once I get back out there in Cali or get down to Texas. This is something that's definitely on the table.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you make some bomb ass barbecue. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you anybody's listening. No, this dude knows what he's doing when it comes. Man. Yeah, like holy crap, those ribs that you made the last time you were here. I'm still thinking about.
Yeah, let me.
And shout out to Ray because. Shout out to Ray because the guac and chips that he did are also still on my mind. Like, I want that meal right now, and I just ate
right, and this
probably
is
not even 30 minutes ago.
Saying these exact words, so like,
so I'm still on it. Yeah, exactly. Very, very real. Like, I'm not exaggerating the slightest. Like, Ray did not pay me to say that. I will openly shit. Like, if he were to somehow, if he was to, just open his own restaurant or something, whatever he ends up doing, and he needs somebody to, like, be a sponsor, I don't care if I'm a nobody at that point or whatever. I'm going to put my thumbs up and shill that product as best as I can because I believe it.
You're saying your money's on
exactly. And when it comes to its chips, when it comes to his chips and guac, no competition. Now when it comes to barbecue, like I said, best ribs I have ever had.
Holmes. Yeah, I know he'll love that, man, to hear us say that, because it's very much the truth. And like that's kind of just it. Is like when you're me or Ray and you spend that time. That's all I was gonna say, is when you have that, you're putting your energy into something like a ribs for 5 hours or guac that you're cutting up and doing what you need to do with your ingredients for an hour and a half. Like, you're putting your time and energy into something, and you see the reaction, and it's just like everyone's quiet or everyone's just like like you just know. It's like this essence moment I mean, you're like,
when you think about it for a bit, like, what really is the point of a restaurant? When you deconstruct what a restaurant is, it's exactly, it's about the experience. And food is part of that experience. It's integral to the experience, in fact. But with the different technologies that we have now, you can have different ways of giving that experience to people. I mean, like you were talking about earlier, maybe just a different way. Maybe I wouldn't say restaurants are out of date, because there's always going to be a need for restaurants. But I feel like some people, they put all their eggs into one basket, and maybe they're not meant to do a restaurant. Maybe they're meant to do, because it's not just barbecue that you can do this sort of like cultivation of a but it's I think something that is really going to start taking heed is more and more people are going to realize, hey, food is a means to an end. It's a way of socializing, and so and, humans are social creatures. Like we don't want to just eat. We definitely have more to say than just
right.
oh,
Like
this
you
is
want
good
to sit
food.
down and say like, hey, Sally at work was being a dick today. Like. And but hey,
Yeah.
fuck all
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Steak's
Exactly.
amazing. Wow, my day's better. And then your wife is telling you,
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Susie pissed me off this morning, whatever. And then maybe you get a few bites into a beautiful steak, and it's like, who the fuck is Susie? I don't even know who Susie is anymore.
Yeah.
Like food fixes everything.
But it's like, that's the kind of experience. In that example, it's like what you would have with your family. Now imagine that you can share that similar kind of experience, but with totally
100%.
different people. It's sort of like, you can, yeah, it's such an experience that I think we haven't really even tapped into as, I don't want to say like as a species, but, a little bit. Like there's something about being able to just go to somebody who you've never met before,
so listen,
share
when
a
I
meal,
hit
and
the
just
road,
have a laugh, have a good
I try to
time.
always have an extra person for just this reason, because I'm trying to advance the experience of somebody driving 2 hours to come and see me, not just so they try my food, but so I could take that 10, 30 seconds to be like, hey man, thanks for coming out, throw my arm around somebody, throw the horns up, take a picture, like the Smoking Irish, shout out to Kobe. Like I think I mentioned him last episode, but he drove 2 hours out to Folsom Ace Hardware to see me, and it's like, yeah, he came to eat the food, but it's like that 30 seconds or a minute that I could spare to talk to him, like it really solidifies the entire experience. And like that, I think, is something that's missing in barbecue. Like sometimes these people are so busy serving. That's another reason why I don't enjoy the restaurant, because I don't really get to step back and enjoy my customers and support, because that's really what barbecue is based on, is that camaraderie.
And when you get down to it, it's almost like kind of like, I wouldn't say digging yourself into a hole, but it's like, it's a pathway that's already been traveled down so many times. So you're like, well, it's where everybody's going, so I'm going to travel down that myself. But again, there's such an advent of tech, because think about it, the way that restaurants they were that way because we didn't have the internet. We didn't have like airplanes to, go and just travel to a completely different country like that. Like before, it was a huge trek to go to a different country. And even before that, like you didn't have, like restaurants have always been there, but they're built on a very antiquated idea. And again, I'm not saying that they're out of date. Like there's still relevance to restaurants, but there's more options now than just that. So to be able to share that experience and not just the food. We talked about it, I think, a little bit before, and I'm always going to say it. I really hate this idea of food becoming like a commodity, like a product that's just branded and packaged and shipped, and that's all it is. I really like this idea of food. It's an experience. And I'm going to say that every single time, and I'm going to keep hammering it into people, because it's more than just... Yeah,
well,
it's a necessity. When you get down to it, food is a necessity. Like all the basic necessities.
I'm spending 14 hours on a brisket, and then you have people complain that brisket's $20 a pound, and it's like, dude, like you just don't get it. This is my favorite thing when I come to the situation. Yeah, I say go to McDonald's.
They look at the economics of it,
bro, because you want a $1 burger and you want. That's not what the fuck we do here. With all due respect. So, like, put some respect on my food and the experience of this food. And if you can't, then go commodify something else. Like, we don't do that here.
Yeah, exactly. It is a two-way street. It's not just, evil corporations, throwing stuff out there. That's
like,
part of it.
Drive around.
Exactly.
Yo, think about Taco Bell with the fourth meal.
It's a kind of cycle thing.
It was like the grab and go campaign or whatever. It was like it was like literally telling you, yo, just grab this and just eat while you're driving. That's what this was designed for. And it's like, that's cool. But over time, that shifts the culture away from giving a fuck about 14, 20-hour briskets and appreciating that we killed this animal. Not to sound like, somebody that's over the top about animal rights. I eat animals every day. Yeah, but I think that it's super fucking
I think it's important to
put
say
that kind of respect on the animal, and that's actually why I enjoy cooking it so long, because it's like, if we're gonna kill something, if we're gonna kill something,
like what are you really getting out of that?
To its utmost quality possible, at least in my mind, to pay homage to that animal. And then sharing that experience is like I'm feeding the village with this animal.
Yeah, sharing that experience
we have
with
killed
other
and
people.
slaughtered.
Yeah.
For this purpose. So let me do it. It's due diligence. And I'm glad I got to say that, as a matter of fact, because you're right. Things are commodified way too much, and food just shouldn't be one of them.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, it's such a necessity of life. It's literally like if you don't eat, you're going to die. It is literally you need it.
And it's beyond just that necessity. It's a necessity to bond over it, to be honest. And people are losing
It's
that.
also a social necessity. Yeah. Like, you're just eating in your
many
car,
Puerto
all
Rican
your meals.
families and Italian families,
oh my
et cetera,
God.
et cetera. You know, black families, Mexican families, like you name it. They all have their own culture of food that brings them together.
And food exchange, too. Like, at what point are you
like
sharing
come to the cookout or...
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly. Is this for
all
like,
about the share.
Yeah, it's not just for yourself that you're eating in your car. I think that was a big part of the shift in like the general attitude towards food and meals in general.
Hungry, my friend.
Yeah, is being in your car and, eating a meal on the go. And part of that you could say is also due to like post-industrialization.
Right, there's a time and a place for that though.
Yeah.
Of course, like people are going to do that cuz we're on a go. But so much so that you lose, the old way? Nah.
And you also...
let's sit down and talk about it. Have a convo about it. Take a load off. Take your jacket off. Your shoes off. Wherever you are.
And bond.
And let's really, bond over this meal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bond. James Bond. Nah.
It really does give you, an appreciation, too, for the variety of food that you can really get as well when you're not just treating it as just like a throwaway commodity. You're actually experiencing something that somebody else has made. And
so when I'm glad that we got to this point because I want to say that these bacon wrapped honey buns I was doing, these people need to try that because
bacon wrapped honey buns. Hold on. Let me.
Yes. Yeah.
Bacon wrapped honey buns.
Bacon wrapped honey buns.
So like a honey bun, like the.
I'm gonna walk you through it. Take my hand, Preston. Take my virtual hand through this microphone. And we're going to go on the journey of the bacon-wrapped honey buns.
Bacon-wrapped
Because
honey buns.
you're taking something that Tasty Cake is a company from Philadelphia. It's a fucking staple in my life as a kid. Your mom would give you $5.
Wait, is it from Philly? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't know that, would you? I never mentioned it anywhere ever, so I understand. But so you take these Tasty Cakes, right? And it's a Philly thing, so I'm more prideful about using it. But everybody's seen the honey buns out there. This brand just happens to be from Philly. So anyways, you take these two honey buns. Now I got to get more descriptive because I'm walking you down the road.
Sure.
We're walking down the road of honey buns. Okay. So it's like the yellow brick road, but it's honey buns. And we pick two of them up and we say, let's fucking wrap these in bacon, right? Because we're totally
already going a great
And this was really kind of the anti bacon wrapped Oreo because I just never was into that. And it was a fad like last year in the BBQ game. So I was
barbecue
game kind of... Yeah, that's a different story for a different day. But how can I one-up that pretty much in my own way? And so I took these strips of bacon, and you kind of smoke them for 15 minutes at 275. So they get a little pliable, right?
Sure.
If you didn't have a smoker, I would say fry them a third of the way cooked, right? So they're they're starting to get pliable.
So they're a little cooked, but they're still
cooked.
Yeah.
Right. Take the honey bun. And you wrap it in the bacon then, and you re-season it with... I season the bacon a little bit beforehand, but not heavily, and then I re-season the whole thing with pulled hog.
Oh, okay.
Our sweetest rub.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really breaks down the bacon. And so basically, you throw the bacon-wrapped honey bun back on the smoker at 275 indirect, and the smoke is going to kiss the honey bun. The smoke is going to keep on rendering that bacon, and what's happening is the bacon is rendering into the honey bun. So it's re-glazing this honey bun, and now this honey bun has become a pig-fat sop fest. And it's just fucking incredible when you eat it because the bacon's crunchy because you cooked it a little beforehand. That's a big key. And then you get this mixture where the bacon and the honey bun are literally fighting for existence between your teeth.
Man.
It's a different vibe, bro. You must do it.
I gotta try it. Now that you said it, I have to try it.
Go and
it's not
run
a matter
to
of...
YouTube and go to that recipe, and you will all want to do it. I promise you.
Oh my God! All right, so next time I'm at the grocery store, I'm definitely gonna have to get some honey buns, some bacon. Well, I already have bacon,
Bro,
and then
it would
I'm
probably
going to
even work in the air fryer. Like, I'm willing to bet, just to be completely real. So, like, for me, I'm barbecue all day, every day. I use cherry pellets, and it was really good. But if you guys say, I ain't got time for that shit, like, you could probably do 275 the whole way, the same exact way I just described it, in an air fryer or even the oven. I'm sure it would be fine. But listen, it's insane. It's totally insane. Like, it's just not something normal. And I do not advise eating them once a week. You're going to die. But eat them once a month.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great way to
maybe
get that ridiculous
other,
amount of cholesterol.
If you're, like, sprinting to the
Clog your
final,
arteries, straight up.
If you're sprinting to cardiac arrest or type 2 diabetes, like, by all means, then sprint your way through these once a day. But you are not going to live long. You will live happy, but you will not live long. So do this sparingly.
You'll die
you
happy,
have to do it.
specifically.
Exactly. So really, it's up to you at this point. You do whatever you want. I mean, everything's on the table.
We
right?
don't recommend anybody dying.
We want you to
definitely don't
live because we need you to listen to our podcast where we give you great
Yeah.
ideas like not dying over bacon wrapped honey buns.
But also great ideas like making a bacon wrapped honey
Fucking
bun,
right.
because that sounds like the most American thing that you could make. It's completely ridiculous, but also amazing.
Yeah, and you can't put value on vision because people would look at bacon and honey buns and be like, that would never go together. But we're living in a world.
That's something you got to think of ahead of time. You got to like have that together and be like, you know what? I got a vision. I got to do this, and nobody's gonna tell me otherwise.
That's why I'm saying it. Don't let anybody talk you off the ledge because sometimes, I mean, you look at it, dude. What was that one meme? It's like smart motherfuckers look like dumb motherfuckers to dumb motherfuckers, or look like crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's like
exactly.
Albert Einstein, and I'm like, dude.
How
many people saw Einstein and heard half the shit he said or said he was creating, and they were just like, this guy's fucking stupid. Like, he's crazy. Like, this is never gonna work.
One of my favorite quotes. I want to say it was Henry Ford, but I could be totally mistaken.
Pioneer.
But somebody had asked him, what do you think of what the industry thinks or something like that? And basically he said, if I cared about what other people thought and only cared about trying to create something for other people, then they would have asked for a faster horse. And it's totally true. I'm totally butchering the quote, but the spirit is still there. Basically, if you only listen to what other people said and just try to conform to what's normal or what's desired, then you're not really going to get outside that box and make crazy shit like bacon wrapped honey buns. Am I saying bacon wrapped honey buns are as good as an invention as the automobile? Maybe. But I'm not going to say anything conclusive on the matter. However, Model T, bacon wrapped honey bun, I don't know. They're both pretty great American inventions. I'm not going to lie. But this point is the spirit of entrepreneurship definitely is in more than just doing what people want.
Absolutely,
sometimes you gotta just, like you said, take that plunge.
And that's what I'm saying,
and that's,
dude. Like, I'm encouraging you guys to take the plunge. Sometimes it's gonna be fucking insane, and people are not gonna like it, and maybe you need to fall on your face a few times. But if you're gonna do anything prolific, you need to value your vision above people's opinions, because I've fallen on my face 35,000 times with white bulls, and every day you think I'm still winning because I never believe my failures or losses. Because there's a difference between a failure and a loss.
Get up and do 35,001, you get up 35,001 times.
You fall 9 times, you get up 10. Like, it's not about the fall. What's that get back gang, about? Like, where's my get back gang? Like, we out here. You gotta fucking be ready for life, man. And people are always gonna throw some fucking shit in your way and try to tell you that you can't do it, but they're just deflecting their own inner fears. So never let somebody talk you down from the ledge of creativity, period.
Of creativity. Let's be clear there.
Step back from that ledge, my friend.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because, when you get down to it, that's really the spice of life. That's really what makes things interesting. Like, so one of the key ingredients to the nachos that Ray had made. I guess I'm still thinking about them.
I was just gonna say, Ray. I think you
was,
got a personal chef job lined up when this check comes for this show, because Preston's ready to eat these nachos every day.
What, right? Every day. Was cilantro. Like, you gotta have cilantro in. Oh my god! But think about what cilantro. It's just like a nice smelling like leaf when you get down to it. It's it's a plant, a very simple herb. Yeah, it's very very simple.
Like when that.
But to imagine that somebody,
things, man,
like tens of thousands of years ago, or whenever we started using cilantro, like was like, you know what, this tastes good. I'm gonna start putting this in things.
Right.
Just that sheer experimentation and the amount of variety of things that you can come up with. You walk into the grocery store, you see all these different kinds of herbs and spices. That you go, man, how did somebody discover that this tasted good on
for real?
Because they experimented, because they played around with it.
Somebody was
creative.
eating dandelions and dying. You know what I mean? Like, there's just it's a proven fact. Like, somebody ate a rock at some point and it didn't work out well. Like,
oh yeah,
that's the only way.
Old George over there broke his teeth. Maybe I shouldn't do that. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Right, like somebody ate some forbidden berries and died, and then like somebody else went to eat those berries because there was nothing else to eat, and they're like, nah, remember how George went out? Let's go kill some fucking hyenas or like whatever's out there they could find. You know what I mean? Like, but trial and error.
They realized hyenas don't take too good, but then they found bison, and by the way, if you've never had bison, it is delicious. And I would highly recommend it to anybody who wants to experience something new.
I did some bison smash burgers on the talk last year, and man, that went pretty viral because it was like not only is it bison, but like a bison smash burger. Like what? It basically tasted just like a regular smash burger, but the fat was so clear and like clean, such a leaner.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's so lean, and it's got like
it's a little gamey.
Yeah, people kind of overuse the word earthy, but I think it really describes the taste well. Like how you have like certain things like turmeric or other like flavors bring like a kind of earthy taste to it. It doesn't taste like turmeric, but I'm saying like it has like an almost similar flavor profile, kind of a little bit in there, as well as like the natural like
it's
kind
like
of savory
taste
that's
like you said, like.
Yeah,
everyone has their description.
Just a little bit of that. So
but it has a slight hint of that, but it just seems like an overall cleaner beef.
And now honestly, I want to get some bison and put some V beef on there.
Dude, you should make some bison meatballs with the rub for beef, and just make like meatball pasta with bison meatballs, like a legend would.
I might end up doing that. If I do, I will let you know.
By the time this is out, you'd have already done it. Your rubs are already on the way. So.
You're right.
Legend status coming, episode 6-ish. All right, I'm calling it now.
Hell yeah, 6-ish. That's when we're gonna. That's where we're gonna come out with something legendary. And then episode 6 comes around and we're gonna be empty-handed. So now you just heard it. Now we gotta make something.
Now we're just
good job
on the podcast. What the hell? Fact check.
So to our future selves. Yeah, got it. There you go. All right. Well, this has been another episode of the Feast or Famine podcast, where we lay everything on the table. Y'all have a great rest of your day or night or whatever time it is for you right now.
Kick today
and
in
we will
the face.
Be seeing you next
the
week.
Best damn barbecue ever. Let's go. We out.